Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will talk about how mind work. So make sure to watch the full video. You may think at time that how our mind works, so here is some information for you to understand that how mind works actually. So before we go ahead, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. The desire to understand the greatest enigma of all, our own minds, has been the driving force behind many scientific endeavors, leading to the development of theories and experiments aimed at explaining the mechanics of being human. Human thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are rooted in the brain, where a complex network of cells receives information from the internal and external environment, transforming this information into our experience of ourselves, the world around us, and our relationships with it. It goes without saying that how this happens is still being explored. Relative to those before, the 21st century has borne witness to tremendous advances in our understanding of the brain. Research is still ongoing, of course, albeit now more ecumenical than ever, bringing together fields that have long been divided. At the cutting edge of progress in synthetic, interdisciplinary research, the group led by Dr. Paul Babcock has recently proposed a model of the brain that synthesizes major paradigms from psychology, neuroscience, and biology to explain why and how we think and act in the ways that we do. Their hypothesis, called the hierarchically mechanistic mind, HMM, combines two established claims. The first claim, formulated by Dr. Babcock's colleague, Professor Carl Friston, postulates that the human brain is a hierarchical prediction machine that strives to improve its model of the world by generating adaptive cycles of perception and action that operate synergistically to reduce our uncertainty about the environment. The second claim, based on Tinbergen's famous 4 questions in ethology, proposes that to understand human thoughts and behaviors, hypotheses must be developed and tested across multiple levels of analysis in psychological science. In other words, researchers seeking to explain psychological traits should endeavor to understand why a given trait might be adaptive, along with how it emerges from the dynamic interplay between evolutionary, developmental, and real-time mechanistic processes. You don't have to be a brain surgeon or neuroscientist to be curious about the contents of your skull. The human brain is the most complex thing in the universe, and you get to own one. How amazing is that? Let me explain some of how it works. Bear in mind that this is a very simple explanation. The reality is far more complex. Imagine you have a computer in your head that controls everything you do. Your brain is the hardware. That's the physical box. Your brain has all the power connections, wiring, storage, memory, and processing power you need to function as a human being. If your brain is the hardware, then your mind is the software. It's the operating system that gathers, stores, and manages information, using the massive processing resources of your brain. In reality, your brain and your mind are inseparable. They're part of the same entity, and one can't operate without the other. Let's take a quick look at how your brain works. Your brain contains around 100 billion nerve cells, or neurons, that make up your central nervous system. These neurons transmit and receive electrochemical signals, which are basically your thoughts, emotions, actions, and the automatic functions of your body. To put that 100 billion in perspective, 100 billion grains of sand would fill around 5 million teaspoons, or 2 baths, and would weigh 2 metric tons, which is the same as one of these. But your brain, despite being packed with 100 billion neurons, only weighs 3 ounces and is about the size of a cauliflower. Your thoughts are generated by your mind, which, as I explained, is like your brain software. We don't understand everything about how it works, but your mind has different layers of consciousness. The conscious mind. Scientists believe that your conscious mind makes up less than 10% of the mind's total operational power. Your conscious mind is responsible for gathering data, assessing and processing the data you're collecting, finding patterns and makes comparisons, making decisions and gives orders, enabling you to respond thoughtfully to situations, rather than reacting in a knee-jerk way, controlling your short-term memory. When something is in your conscious mind, it's deliberate and you're aware of it. The unconscious mind. The other 90% of your software is your unconscious mind. It feels inaccessible because you're not consciously aware of what goes on in there. But trust me, your unconscious mind is immensely powerful. It runs most of the workings of your body: egg breathing, digestion, sleeping, heart rate, temperature control, all without you having to lift a finger. And it controls that too. It protects you by trying to maintain the status quo, which is why you sometimes feel uncomfortable when you're trying to make a change. Your mind wants to steer you back to what is familiar and therefore safe. It's the seat of your emotions. It's where your imagination and creativity stem from. It's also where your habits are created and maintained. I'll come back to that in a minute. Your subconscious mind obeys instructions from your conscious mind. It causes you to react automatically when something threatens you. You might run or freeze, or as your fight or flight response kicks in. One of the functions of the unconscious mind is to create and maintain habits, and that's something I'm going to come back to in my next post, when I talk about how your mind forms habits, both good and bad, and how you can use this knowledge to your advantage. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.